I'm gonna sneeze. What do we do when we have to sneeze, guys? Hold on, maybe it's not gonna happen. We'll see. That's right, we sneeze into our pocket. This is gonna be so fun. Hi parents, I have a quick note for you at the end, so just come back after the 2 stories if you're not sitting with your kiddo, okay? Hi friends, my name's Jen, and I'm a nanny and a babysitter. That means that most days I spend the day with a couple of kiddos while their parents are working. And then sometimes in the evenings, I hang out with other kiddos while their parents go out. Maybe I've even taken care of you before. And to you, my special friends, I say, hi, I love you so much and I miss you a lot. I'm sure that you've noticed that right now, a lot of things are pretty different. Many of you aren't going to school right now and you can't see your friends or go to playgrounds or even go outside all that much. And maybe your parents are home all day right now instead of going to work, and they're still having to do their work and help you learn and play during the day. And if you have a nanny, maybe they aren't coming to take care of you every day anymore, or maybe they're living with you for the first time. Change can be scary, and when things are so different, it can be really overwhelming. I mean, I'm a grown-up and I'm having a really hard time with it. It's okay if you feel a little scared and confused, and it's okay if you're feeling frustrated, because I'm gonna tell you a secret. Most of the grown-ups in your life are feeling a little scared and confused and frustrated right now too. But you have to remember, this isn't gonna be forever. And we're making all of these big changes right now so that we can get back to life as usual even faster. We're doing all of this so that as soon as possible, you can go back to school and your parents can go back to work and your nannies and babysitters can come and play with you again. But right now we have to adjust, which means we have to make some changes so that everybody can feel a little less scared and frustrated and a little bit more happy. One way that I'm going to adjust to make myself feel better, because I'm pretty sad about missing my kiddos and doing the fun things that we do together every day, is that I'm going to read you some books of mine. Now, I have lots of different books for different ages, but today I'm going to read you 2 books, and pretty soon I'll probably come back and read you some more. Today we're going to read Red and Giraffes Can't Dance. Oops. Are you ready? All right, let's do this. Let's see. Let's read Giraffes Can't Dance first. Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles, Andreae, and Guy Parker Reese. Ready? Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Look, he fell. Now, every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal lines up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, for when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. You see all the different animals? There's a lion and a lioness. There's some zebras and some alligators and what are those? I think those are prairie dogs and hyenas and hippos and elephants. There's so many different animals. Monkeys, maybe some aardvarks and snakes. And then there's poor Gerald. The warthogs started waltzing. The rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." That's not very nice, is it? They're all laughing at Gerald. That's not nice at all. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before. So sad and so alone. Poor Gerald doesn't have any friends to play with him or dance with him. That's not fun. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Let's see, where's the cricket? Oh, he's right there. You see the little cricket? And Gerald's looking happily at the moon. I think the moon's pretty cool. It makes me really happy too. You know what I like about the moon? Is that everywhere you go, the moon's the same. So the moon I see tonight will be the same moon that you see tonight. It's all the same moon. This is the cricket talking because I got distracted. Ready? "Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. You see him dancing? Also, it looks like the cricket's violin might be made out of a peanut or some sort of nut. That's a very tiny violin. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. A backward somersault, wow! Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. And this time, cried means he shouted. Not that he was crying like sad, but that he was shouting. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen!" "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled round and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." I love that book. That's one of my favorite books. I don't know if you noticed, but I have most of that book memorized. Do any of you ever memorize books? I know a lot of kiddos who memorize Brown Bear, Brown Bear. That's a good book to memorize. Memorize means you remember every word. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my drink, and then we're going to read book number 2. You ready? Ready for book number 2? All right, it's bigger. I move back, I move sides. Here we go. This is called Red, A Crayon Story by Michael Hall. It's certainly red in there, that's for sure. As told by me. It looks like it's told by the pencil. He was red. It says red right there. What color is that? Is that red? But he wasn't very good at it. Look, he tried to draw a red fire truck. And this little crayon over here said, "Oh dear." Not a red fire truck, is it? His teachers thought he needed more practice. "I'll draw a red strawberry, then you draw a red strawberry. You can do this, really." This is his teacher, Scarlet. Scarlet's a kind of red. But he couldn't, really. Like this? Oh my, let's try again. She drew all of these strawberries, and then he tried to draw the strawberries. But they're not red, huh? His mother thought he needed to mix with other colors. "Why don't you two go out and draw a nice round orange? A really big one, a really orange one." So this is his friend Yellow, and they're going to go out and try to draw an orange, because do you know what color you get when you mix yellow and red? You get orange. But they made a big greenish one. The yellow crayon said, "Yuck," and red said, "Oops." And his grandparents thought he wasn't warm enough. Your class is making self-portraits for Parents' Night. Wear this warm red scarf. Nice, it's so you. His silver and gray grandparents. But it so wasn't. Goldie made this one, teal made that one, purple made that one, orange made that one, green made that one, and red made this one with a scarf. See? Red's very talented. That's a beautiful picture of a scarf on red, huh? But his grandparents and his mom say, oh dear me. Everyone seemed to have something to say. Amber said, sometimes I wonder if he's really red at all. Hazelnut said, don't be silly, it says red on his label. Cocoa Bean said, he came that way from the factory. Fuchsia said, frankly, I don't think he's very bright. Grape said, well, I think he's lazy. Army Green said, right, he's got to press harder. Steel Gray said, really apply himself. Sunshine said, give him time, he'll catch on. And Sea Green said, of course he will. Look, they're all talking about poor Red and he's not even there. But he didn't catch on. A green frog, a black sheep, a brown cow, Red, ugh! He's getting pretty frustrated, isn't he? Do you ever get frustrated? The art supplies wanted to help. The masking tape thought he was broken inside. This will help hold you together. The scissors thought his label was too tight. One snip should do it. I thought he wasn't sharp enough. Stay still now. See, the pencil's telling the story, so he tried to sharpen Red with a sharpener. That's kind of scary, isn't it? But even with all our help and all his hard work, he practiced and practiced and practiced, huh? He made red hearts and cherries and foxes and toenails, but they're not red, huh? They're blue. He just couldn't get the hang of it. Look, you can tell he got really sad and frustrated, huh? Because this is supposed to be a stoplight, right? And what color should that one be? Should be red. One day, he met a new friend. This is Barry, and Barry asks Red, will you make a blue ocean for my boat? And Red said, I can't, I'm red. And Barry said, will you try? So he did, and Barry said, thank you, it's perfect. And Red said, you're welcome, it was easy. And he didn't stop there. He made bluebells and a bluebird and blue jeans and blueberries and a blue whale. He goes, I'm blue. He was blue. It says red here, but they crossed it out and wrote blue because he wasn't red. And everyone was talking. His mom said, my son is brilliant. Amber said, who would have known he was blue? Hazelnut said, I always said he was blue. Cocoa Bean said, it was obvious. Berry said, his blue ocean really lifted me. Sea Green said, all of his work makes me happy. Brown said, his blue strawberries were my favorite. Apple Green said, he's so intense. Yellow said, I'm going to make a green lizard with him, a really big one. His grandparents said, I hear he's working on a huge new project. And Scarlet said, he's really reaching for the sky. Do you think that's funny? Because he's blue and he's reaching for the blue sky. Let's see what he drew. He really was reaching for the sky. Look, he made a big blue sky. And all of his friends and family are down here looking at it. I like that book. That's a good book, huh? Red. Okay, friends, thank you so much for coming and listening to me read some stories to you. It certainly made my heart feel a lot better knowing that I could share these stories with some friends, even when it's on YouTube. Now, I do have a quick thing to say to your parents, so why don't you go get them. But thank you again for watching this video. I love you. Goodbye. Now get your parents, okay? Quick note for your parents. Hi parents, how you doing? How you hanging in there? Whew, you are superhuman. I am in awe of every single parent that is doing what they are doing right now. You are killing the game, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise. I am so proud of you. That being said, I just wanted to give you a heads up. Although I spend like 85 to 95% of my life with small children, this channel is actually generally where I go to be like a real adult human, which means until I make more videos like this, you really aren't gonna find any other kid-friendly content on my channel. Now, if you wanna come back later tonight and watch some really dumb stuff of me being weird, you can do that, but probably aren't gonna wanna do that with your kids. That being said, I do plan on making more videos like this because I, unlike you, am not spending every single second of my life with children right now, and I kind of miss it, and I don't want to like make that weird for you, but I do. And so this is my way of kind of giving back to all the people that have allowed me to spend quality time with their children and just giving them a quick break, and also to just give everyone a little break because I miss my kiddos. So feel free to come back and watch some of my weird videos if you want, but like no pressure. I will be making more book reading videos in the future. I'm making a video every day while I'm in self-isolation, so there will be more videos, but right now this is the only one. And I highly recommend going and looking up some kids' YouTube yoga sessions, and there's tons of other people reading stories right now. You're doing great. Don't be afraid to find content on YouTube. There's a ton of stuff coming out right now and a ton of educational stuff that exists. You're not a bad parent if you let them have a little extra screen time. I'm just saying. Anyways, have a glass of wine or beer or straight vodka on me tonight after the kids go to bed. Not actually on me because I can't give it to you, but you know the concept. And in the meantime, just stay safe, stay sane, and stay healthy. Thanks for sharing me with your kids. Bye.